Hey everyone, welcome back to 996 The Howl. Just a quick update, a quick video. Utah Hockey Club announced this afternoon that they signed defenseman Terrell Goldsmith to his entry-level contract. Now I know when I say the word defenseman, we all scramble and be like, oh, what does this mean? Is Goldsmith going to dress up for Utah? Is he going to be on the Roadrunners and be sort of a replacement for whoever Utah brings up from the Tucson Roadrunners in place of Jersey's injury? I did all that, and to be honest, it might just be a coincidence that this all happened around the same timing of the announcement of Jersey's injury. He's still under 20 years old this season, so he's not allowed to play in the American Hockey League for the Tucson Roadrunners. It is a very complicated Canadian Hockey League and American Hockey League rule that if you're under 20 years old, they can't play in the American Hockey League, but they can play in the National Hockey League, which is, it's a silly rule, honestly. The fact that it's complicated and doesn't really make sense that young players can play in the NHL, but not in the minor league. They have to go all the way back down to juniors. It's a weird rule, and every time sort of a player in this sort of purgatory mismatch of where they should play happens, I'm confused as to why this rule hasn't been reworked. But Goldsmith is a 4th-round pick. He's a huge, big body, which is probably his best aspect. 6'4", 216 pounds, not much offense to his game. 10 goals, 20 assists in 189 games played in the WHL, the Western Hockey League, which is under the umbrella of the CHL, the Canadian Hockey League. 287 penalty minutes, which averages out to about a minute and a half per game of penalty minutes. And his past 2 seasons, he averaged over 2 minutes of penalty minutes per game. So he is a goon in the best way possible. Maybe in a positive way, he's a gooner. He's got that grit, that hard-nosed type of style hockey that Bill Armstrong loves. He's physical. He's always looking for hits. But yeah, that big penalty minute mark, definitely a blemish on his resume. But you always need players like that in your system who are hard to play against. We saw the exact same thing against the Ducks Wednesday night with Radko Gudas. Not saying Goldsmith is going to be a Radko Gudas, but you can see how having a player on your team is positive. Other teams and other players and other fans who don't have Gudas or Ryan Reeves on their team, we dislike those types of players, but when they're on your team, you love those types of players. So congrats to Goldsmith. He's 19, turning 20 years old in May, and I'm sure this will give him confidence. He wears the alternate captain A on his junior league team, which this season is a Tri-City Americans or Americas, probably Americans, but it should propel him, lift his spirits up, give him confidence, and maybe if things go so wrong, he could play in Utah. If he plays under 10 games in the NHL, this contract will start next season. If he plays the 10th game or over 10 games in the NHL, his contract will start right now in this season, but I do not expect him to play in Utah. He'll stay in juniors for this final year, and he'll be part of that Roadrunners D-Corps for years to come throughout this 3-year contract. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.